Hello everybody, welcome to Coco's Crochet. I'm Litsa and today I'm bringing you episode 3 of our little mini series crocheting for the markets or stalls or even on consignment. So I will be sharing with you my experience with different crocheted makes that I've been successful with at markets, and along the way I'll tell you what I've used to create them and what success I've had with them. Of course, if you've made something similar, please let us know in the comments down below, and if you have a different pattern that we can use, that would be awesome. But at the very least, let me share with you my experience, and maybe it'll help you along your journey, because I'd never started off to sell any of my crochet, but the opportunity came up about a year ago and I thought, hey, why not? I've got nothing to lose and it sounds like fun, and ever since then I've caught the bug. So I certainly don't go out looking for markets. I may do so at the end of the year though, maybe look for something for the spring or the summer period here in Sydney, Australia. But for now, whatever comes my way. So over the past, I have had a market stall which was very successful for the Christmas time, and then I've had been crocheting on consignment for Mother's Day, Father's Day, and just on request in between for a few other little pieces here and there. But I have had a lot of fun, and I thought I would share with you my little journey so far. Maybe it'll inspire you to do the same. So what am I bringing you today? I'm bringing you today some scrunchies. Now, who doesn't love a scrunchie, right? We all need one, especially if your hair is as long as mine, and it doesn't matter the length. It's always very handy to have to pop your hair up, whether you want it out of your face when you're cooking or cleaning, whether you want to put your hair back if you're doing your makeup. Maybe it's getting a little bit warmer than you thought through the day, so you want to pop your hair up off your face so you can get nice and cool on your neck. It's always a nice fashion accessory just to have on your wrist. I know that a lot of young girls like to do that. And it's always nice to have one handy in your bag. I can imagine there are many more uses for it and opportunities for you to pop a scrunchie on your head. They are very decorative, so you might want to have an elastic on there already, but use one of these to decorate your hair. So they're the reasons why I love scrunchies. I also love that they remind me of my youth and my childhood, because they were very popular back in the 80s and that, and they have a huge comeback now. So it's a great opportunity to be making them. I started off just making them for family and friends. I can't make enough. They just love all the different colors, and I thought, hey, why not? Let me just start creating them, because they are a very fast and affordable project for anybody that needs to whip something up very quickly, and they are definitely a very good item to crochet for a market or a store. So all you need basically is a hair elastic, depending on the size of your hair. Some of us have more or less hair, so we know which hair elastic we like to use. I always have one on my wrist in case I don't have something fancy to put on. So there you go. So the hair elastics do come in different sizes. So there's the basic size and there's the bigger size. So if you are going to be selling them, you might want to consider making them in different sizes. I certainly would be. Now, the way that I make them is I first watch the pattern from Repeat Crafter Me, and it's a very simple tutorial to follow. And the beauty is, you don't have to worry about a stitch count that you start off with. So when you have your hair elastic, your very first row is a row of single crochets to set you up for the next few rows. Now this is all in US terminology. So depending on what yarn you use, you'll have to make sure that you cover the whole hairband without, as you can see, without much of a gap when you stretch it out as much as you can, so you don't want gaps in between. If you want it to be round, like more wavier than this one, by all means do add more stitches, starting off stitches, but I usually add about 34 to 38 depending on the size of my hair elastic. Now I use generally, and remember this is a great scrap buster, because we're talking about pricing these at the end. So if you can use all your scraps, this is a great opportunity to do so. And you can mix and match your colors any way you like. You can make them as fancy as you want, as plain as you want. You can theme them to the time of the year. For example, I'll show you some Christmas ones very, very soon when I show you a few more. Now, what I like to do is if I'm using 8-ply or DK weight yarn, I like to double it up. So for example, I would like to use these two together. But if I just want to use this for my border, just to highlight it with a little bit of sparkle, I would use 2 strands of this because it is quite thin, and I like, and you might want it a bit different, but I like my scrunchies to stay nice and firm so that they can hold their shape when they're decorating your hair. Now you can of course use different yarns. I've seen them made in velvet yarn, which comes out beautifully. I haven't experimented in blanket yarn, but I'm sure that it works. But I found for me, if I'm using the 8-ply or DK weight, I double it up always. You can use sequins yarn, which I absolutely love, and then I marry it up with a 8-ply acrylic yarn or a DK weight, so those two together. If I have something like a sparkle yarn, again, I will double this up. And if I'm using something like my Ogo, so they're a bulky number 5, and let me tell you, I have a bag full of scraps here that are left over from all my other projects, I would only use 1 strand of this because it is the right thickness, and I always use my 6mm hook. That's the way that I've been creating them, and that's why I've adjusted the yarn weight to suit the way that I crochet. You need to experiment to see which way makes you the happiest and creates the scrunchie that you like the look of the best. But if you go to Repeat Crafter Me, I believe she uses like a Red Heart or a Spot Saver here in Australia, which is about a 10-ply yarn. So, you know, that's something for you to be aware of when you're watching the video. But again, everything can be customized to suit how we want it to come out to look. So you start off with your single crochets, and then in every single crochet, and have I got it the right way, guys, you put 2 double crochets. So for every single, there you can see, I'm sure you can see it there a bit better, you put in 2 double crochets, and then you're starting to get the wave. And then on top of those 2 double crochets, so in each double crochet then you put in 3, and then you get this gorgeous effect. Now again, if you want it to be like more wavier, like bunched up more, all you do is add more to your starting single crochet row. Now I like to decorate mine with a little bit of sparkle yarn. This is one of my favorites. So here in Australia it's called Jolly and Joy. You can also use tinsel because the tinsel comes out quite soft, and it just gives it a little bit of a decoration on top. And that's just in single crochet. You don't need to do that. It actually is finished by the second row of double crochets. But if you want to add just a bit of decoration or sparkle, I absolutely love doing that. So I'll show you a couple of examples. These are so Christmas, if you're planning for a Christmas market or stall, it's a good time to start now. Get out all your scraps that are green and red and even white. I think white is wonderful for Christmas. I absolutely love this one. So there you go, guys. There's just some examples that you can just use for Christmas time, all time of the year, of course, because people love red, green and white all the time. But if you want to theme it for Christmas, it's a good way to use up your scraps. Or there's, oh my gosh, these are so beautiful. I absolutely love these. And then there's this one. You might just want to make them in solid colors or add a little bit of sparkle that's matching to your color. And there's a nice green one as well. And then I have the Ogo yarn ones, which are just as beautiful and very, very quick to create. Now, a way to display them when you're at your store, don't laugh, guys, because I found that this is the best way and it really does work, is to pop them on one of these toilet roll holders. You can just purchase these for a few dollars. I think I paid $5 for mine maybe. And the beauty is that you just stack them on here. And a good, you know, I like to stack them like with different colors so that, you know, it highlights all the colors. Don't just, you know, stack them all the whites and all the greens and what have you. But just a little, let me just show you how simple it is and how quick it is to showcase all your scrunchies. I lost the word for a moment. And it doesn't take up much space. Look, that's all the space that it takes on your bench top. Because remember, if you're paying for a store, you get a small area generally, so it's nice to be able to use your area to the maximum capacity. So there you go there, guys. I usually have 2 of these, and then I have a little basket which I have, a little display of the different colors, so that way you can pick them up out of there. But let's be real, if you want to tip these out and then pop them back on, it doesn't take very much time at all, and they're sitting there waiting. People are admiring them, and then they choose the one that they want, and off you go. Now, I have sold these for $5 each. They are a very quick and simple project. You can actually price them up anywhere between $5 and $10. I believe that it would be very affordable for people, depending on how much you've paid for your yarn. But remember, use your scraps, guys. This is a great opportunity for scrap busting. And if you need to buy yarn, make sure you buy it on sale, because the whole idea here is, if you want to sell them to make a little bit of money. Now, as far as crochet time goes, I'm not sure how you're going to price, your time. These don't take very long at all. I would say half an hour or so, you'd be able to, after you get your rhythm, be able to pop them out. So a couple of an hour. Let's always remember that we're educating the community about handmade. They need to be shown how gorgeous the items are. So that's where you're going to have to compromise a little bit when it comes to pricing. But by all means, make sure that you enjoy the process, because that's what it's all about. I hope you have every success with your market or store. And if you don't sell them all on the day, I always say this, don't be discouraged, because you've got already made up gifts for all your family and friends. So you're already ahead. So it's a win-win regardless. So thank you for hanging out with me today. I hope that you've all enjoyed this little episode. I hope to bring you more in the future. So I hope, like I said, you're all having fun with your crochet journey. I certainly am, and I would love sharing it with you. So until I see you next time, take care, everybody. See you in another video very, very soon. Bye-bye.